Hey guys, how's it going? So I thought I would do another bestie talk. You know, I prefer to do this in my car where I'm sitting down. I considered possibly doing this video in my dining room, sitting down, but then I had to bring all my lights over there and I have to reset up my tripod and all that stuff. My lights are set up such that, so I have two box lights here and in front of me is my mirror. So I have the box lights shining on me from the mirror. So I feel like it's extra lighting because I'm using the mirror to my advantage, if that makes sense. And so, I mean, I could open the windows in my dining room and then shine in the extra light and whatever and whatnot. I could totally do all that. But this is just an easy setup. But at the same time, I'm lazy. So sometimes I get irritated just setting up my lights. So I like to do the car vlog and then I park in a good spot where the sun is in a good spot and then I will vlog. But I'm really tired of my phone. Oh my goodness. I need to get a new phone, but just for the camera, just for the forward-facing camera. So to me, that isn't a good enough reason to get a new phone when, you know, my phone has its moments where it's really slow and then moments where it acts fine. So at this moment, my phone is not so bad that I need a new one, but I am super tired of my forward-facing camera on my phone. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And on top of that too, there's a little scratch right in front of the lens. So there's part of it's blurry because of that. I thought I would come here and just talk. I have a few different things I want to talk to you guys about, a few different videos of things that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm nervous about doing it for some reason. In times past, I have thoroughly enjoyed speaking my truth, I guess is the best way to say it. Speaking what's on my mind, the things that I have found from within and sharing them with you. It's kind of like I am journaling my thoughts but putting it out there on YouTube for anyone else to listen to who would like to listen to them. But lately I have been feeling nervous to talk about the things that I want to talk about because this is my guess as to why, and I think it's because I feel like I'll be critiqued for the things that I say. You know, I have a gym video I want to talk about, but I worry that I'll be critiqued by professionals, which is kind of silly, but that's what's going on in my mind. I have a essential oils video that I want to do, but I worry I'll be critiqued from those who don't believe so much in the natural medicine. And I sit there and I think, why does it even matter that, you know, for me to come on here and just to speak what I want to say, you know? And I thought, well, I'll have to preface everything and say things I'm not a professional, you know, in this, and I understand that, you know, you should seek professional help for this, and blah, 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 and having to, you know, do all that kind of stuff. And so that's a lot of the reasons why I haven't said anything. And it's it's not like I have anything super profound to talk about or anything. It's just me coming on and talking about just what's on my mind. And I know that's again, really silly. So today I just wanted to talk about something that kind of came up in my mind yesterday, and that is the meaning of life. And several months ago, because every now and then it seems like somebody will bring up the meaning of life. What is the purpose of life? What is it that we are supposed to do on this earth? You know, what is our mission? And I do feel like we personally have our own soul's mission and things that we are to do. And I do feel like we are here to help each other. I do feel like we have gifts and talents that are to benefit our brothers and sisters here on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I went on this huge kick several months ago where I watched I don't know how many near-death experiences on YouTube and people talking about their near-death experiences. I also have friends who have had near-death experiences, and I find them exceptionally fascinating. And all of those that died and recall what happened on the other side, all of them that asked whomever it be it God, be it Christ, be it an angel of some sort, or a past loved one, all of them who asked, what is the meaning of life, have all received the answer that it is to love one another. And I remember like the first time hearing that and going, yeah, duh, like we're supposed to love one another. But I realized that to love one another is so simple, and yet it's so complex. You know, I think back on like when I was a small child and how I just accepted everyone as they were. There was no there was no mental gymnastics for me to try to like make sense of a certain person or try to make sense of why they do what they do. I just accepted it as it was. And it wasn't until like I got older and I, you know, felt like maybe it was the world, you know, I feel like the world breaks us. And I feel like it's not necessarily the intention of those around us, the intention of those that we are with to break us. I don't think that's, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. So the world breaks us, and then like we regrow in that broken state. You know, am I making sense here? So I feel like, you know how, like I know of people who have had broken bones and then they don't go see a doctor and it regrows back kind of, you know, not straight anymore, or it doesn't function the same way. The joint doesn't function the same way. The bone doesn't function the same way. And I feel sometimes like that's how the world is. We come down on this earth and it's tough. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's all sunshine and rainbows. I believe there are many things that happen to us that are rough and tough. And we break and we regrow from that broken state because of whatever's going on, whatever the social norm is, whatever our peers want us to do, whatever our family wants us to do, whatever we feel like we are supposed to do to make everyone happy or to feel like we have place in the community or in the social circle or wherever. And I feel like in that regard, we tend to look upon other people and not see them for that childlike mindset of just accepting them as they are. What I was trying to say is that the world breaks us and we regrow in that broken state, but many times we are put into circumstances that break us again so that we can have another chance to regrow, but to regrow now in our original state and in the state that we are chosen to be in. And to call myself out, like I remember back like as a teenager, I used to say, I used to say things like, oh, I absolutely love Sally. She's so fun, she's so great, but man, it stinks that she just doesn't go to church anymore. Or like, wow, Bob is this cool and great guy, but it's too bad that he has this addiction or that he lives this lifestyle or whatever. And I look back on the old me, the me from like high school, which was a very long time ago, and I think here I thought I was being so loving, you know, like I love you, you know, it's just too bad though that you don't go to church or that you do this or you do that. In thinking back on it, it was as though I was saying to them, and I never would say this to them, but it was as though I was in my mind saying to them, you know, it stinks that I can only love you 75% because of your choices and your actions, because I could love you 100%, but because of your actions, I can only love you 75%. And so it was like putting the fault on the person. It was me saying, well, I could love you more, but it's just too bad. And that's how it was, you know, like growing up. And that was how my friends and I talked. That's how, you know, it was like normal conversations between my friends and I, you know, like, he's so cool, but she's so awesome. But I truly love like the magic that love is, and the magic of kindness. And I really do feel like Christ said, you know, number one is you love God, and then you love one another as you love yourself. And that's it. Just love each other. And how that was so hard to understand back 2,000 years ago because of the way of the world, like the social norms of that time. Christ came in and taught something completely different. I will read quotes by other inspirational leaders, and they say pretty much the same. It's just you love one another, because when you love each other, you grow too. And love is a very powerful energy to heal other people. Like, I feel like all healing power comes from love, comes from a place of love. If you ask me, I don't think that Christ could heal all that he did without all the love he had for each and every individual that he healed. The interesting thing about love that I have found is how easy it is for us to love a stranger, and yet how difficult it is to love someone who hurt us, or love someone to love someone unconditionally when we see their flaws, their faults, their weaknesses. And you know, I do understand that when someone has hurt you, that there is a need to step away. Even Christ talked about judging righteously. You know, we don't judge, but we do have to judge righteously for ourselves, right? So even if someone hurt us, I do not think to forgive them and to love them means to allow them back in your life if that puts yourself in jeopardy. And one thing I noticed too is that Christ mentioned we should continuously forgive, you know, forgive 70 times 7, right? But I love that Christ does not put a timestamp on how long it should take you to forgive someone. And I don't think that excuses not forgiving a person, but I do feel like it can give you that time to go within and to work on that forgiveness at your own pace. And with the forgiveness, you can learn to love. I do feel too, like, you guys can call me cray, but I think when we all hold within us love for each other, I believe it raises the energy that is on this earth. I believe that it takes us from a lower level of energy and that funk energy that we sometimes feel and can bring us up to a higher state. It has even been noted that when you are positive, you're feeling positive, or you're feeling love, or that you're giving love, that you feel better as a person. Like, even physically, you know, even those who are sick, when they feel better or in a happier place, they tend to heal faster. So there's something to be said about love. And that's, I try so hard, and I know I fail, but I try really hard to have more love and compassion towards those around me. And I know sometimes that's an uphill battle, but if Christ came down to say we just gotta love one another, and if these near-death experiences where people are coming back and saying that the meaning of life is just to love one another, I think we should listen to that. Again, it's that simple, but it is that complex. You know, to love one another, it's when it's so easy to default to the negative and to see people as oh so human, you know, like, and see them for their flaws and their faults, and I mean, we got to get real. We all have flaws and faults, but to just not judge them for it, and to help those who are in need of help, and to be a support system for those who need it, instead of just pointing the finger and saying this is your problem. So that is everything. That's just a running thought that I've had. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and yeah, maybe I'll eventually get to those other videos that I mentioned earlier, but for now, I'll let you go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.